Recently I played the beta for Guilty Gear Strive and had a ton of fun with it. I'm a Guilty Gear newcomer, but this beta made Strive my most anticipated game of the year. The game has simple to use yet hard to master mechanics, with each of its characters packed with so much personality and bombastic visual flair. Not to mention the online play is very stable. Admittedly, the lobby to get into matches is frustrating to navigate, but hopefully it can be streamlined with some updates in the full game. Ever since the beta ended, I've been super jazzed about fighting games again, so I decided to boot up Tekken 7 and head online. I mean, when I first played Tekken 7 in 2020, my online experience was pretty good, and with Season 4 bringing new tweaks to the game, it has to be even better now, right? Tekken 7's netcode isn't the worst thing ever, but it's not very good, which is a big shame because when you're playing offline or with an occasional good online connection, Tekken 7 is one of the most fun fighting games of the modern day. Tekken keeps getting new players because of its crazy DLC characters and passionate fans spreading love for the game, but those new players eventually drop off thanks to the mediocre online. So for this episode, I don't want to get into the whys of bad netcode because people with bigger brains have already done many good videos explaining why it's bad, but instead I want to discuss the impact of good netcode and why we need more of that. Let's start off with Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. The game's online isn't perfect, but it works beautifully 90% of the time, and also features cross-play between all platforms, so if you want to pick up the game on Switch, you can still play with your friends on the PlayStation. That combined with the easy pick-up and play controls, yet crazy potential of the characters and the 3 vs 3 combat has made this a great game for Power Rangers fans and newcomers to the fighting game genre. It's bonkers to think that a budget fighting game based on the Power Rangers is one of the best online experiences of any fighting game out there. Speaking of the unexpected, a couple classic fighting game ports on Steam, like Guilty Gear Accent Plus Core and King of Fighters 2002, got updated with good rollback netcode, and the player base for those games exploded when that happened. People who have never touched these franchises were getting into them for the first time because they could actually learn the game without glitchy connections. And do I have to mention Killer Instinct 2013, whose online is so famously good that it's still filled with people playing online regularly since 2013? To bring it back to the Guilty Gear Strive beta, it's been getting a lot of great press from players both new and old for how well it runs online, which is getting a lot of new people into Guilty Gear, myself included. And since there hasn't been a major new fighting game for around 2 years, Strive has the community's attention and is bound to be the best-selling Guilty Gear when it comes out in April. If these examples have shown you anything, it's that good online play is important, especially with real-world events canceling any in-person tournaments for a while. Despite Tekken 7 having satisfying gameplay, unlockables, and customization systems, the online play ruined any chance I could have had to coming back to it consistently. I played Battle for the Grid longer than Tekken 7, and not because I'm a Power Ranger shill, it's because it had a superior online experience. The moral of the story is that good netcode makes players happy and keeps them coming back to play your game more consistently, along with selling more copies of the game thanks to good word of mouth. And also to buy Guilty Gear Strive when it comes out because that beta is really promising and it would be a shame to see this game flop.